On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype, we make it take flight.
Yeah man, my viewers and subscribers, what Guan. A blessed and wonderful Thursday evening to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now, my peeps, I don't know how we do it over on this side. So we have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we're going in Jamaica. So watch this now, my peeps. We're going to kick it off with some international news coming out of the United States of America, where a federal court has charged a Jamaican national for allegedly running a lottery scheme that defrauded more than 9.5 million US dollars from victims. Now, the criminal element has since been identified as Tavai Farquharson, 32 years of age, and he was charged with conspiracy to commit mail fraud in the Eastern District of New York after a criminal complaint was filed in the District of Maryland, as reported by the Attorney General's office in the United States. The scheme reportedly operated between March and July of 2023. The investigation into Tavai Farquharson's activities was announced by different public officials. So according to the U.S. Attorney's Office, victims were defrauded via various payment channels, including wire transfers, gift cards, and the U.S. mail. The complaint mentions that Wayne and Dwayne Henry of Landover Hills in Maryland and the Jamaican national Nicoy Campbell have already been charged in connection with this scheme. So Tavai Farquharson's crime could land him a maximum of 20 years in federal prison. Now I guess some of you, the criminal sympathizers, will be now saying that the American justice system a fight another innocent ghetto youth, right? But anyway, back to local style. So we're going to kick it off this evening with an update, a much sought after update, as many have reached out to On The Spot News Media for an update as it relates to this female presently on your screen identified as Karina Kimy Gibson. Now what happened to her is that she went missing just a day after the passage of Hurricane Beryl. She left her home in the Kingston 11 area of Waterhouse and basically went to the parish of St. Elizabeth to do some people here. A lot of people found that rather strange for someone to leave all the way from Waterhouse go to people here just after the passage of a hurricane all the way into St. Elizabeth. But her mother is stating that it is the norm, as she has always gotten calls and also gotten appointments online from clients all over, and she always go visit them home, do them here and come back home safely. But this time it was not one of those times. Sadly, she has not been seen or heard from since. Her mother stated that she has always reached out to her whenever she's about to go do a hair anywhere, and always let her know when she finish and she's heading back home. So camera footage saw her leaving the St. Elizabeth home, but no one has seen or heard from her since. Her boyfriend stated that on the 14th of July, he made contact with her via telephone as they grew worried as they didn't hear from her. He stated that she told him that she's finishing up the braid that she was doing and she will meet him in Spanish Town around 2 p.m. that day. The boyfriend stated that he waited on her until 3 p.m. He called, no answer. So he thought to himself that maybe her phone had died and she went straight home. He said he left the location that they were supposed to meet and went back home, but she was not there. Her mother stated that they have been receiving some rather disturbing calls. Her mother stated that they have received calls from a private number threatening the lives of their family and also the life of Kimy, and also stating that they're going to take her life if certain demands is not met. The mother stated that the telephone conversations was recorded and handed over to the police. But up until this blessed day, the police has made no leads that could really lead to finding the body or even finding her alive if she is still alive. So the family members of Kimy is asking anyone out there who have any idea where her daughter is to please reach out to the nearest police station or the Olympic Gardens police station. And On The Spot News Media is also making a plea to you, the regular members of Chan Public out there, who have any information surrounding the disappearance of Kimy, to reach out to On The Spot News Media at onthespotnewsmedia@gmail.com or On The Spot News Media 876 on Instagram and give the information, and we will pass it on to the relevant authorities. Yeah, man. Now another update, my peeps, as it relates to the two Nakis and Clappis that was charged by the police in connection with the Cherry Tree Lane massacre that left 8 lifeless, no longer among the land of the living, and 9 seriously injured. The duo has since been identified as Duchesne Smalling, otherwise known as Snowman. Him come from North Street in a Maypen, Clarendon. And the next man that was charged has since been identified as Leighton White, otherwise known as Bands of Havana Heights, address in the parish of Clarendon. Now, both criminal elements reappeared in the Gun Court Division in Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court yesterday. They were further remanded. They are each charged with 8 counts of murder, 8 counts of knockings and clappings, 8 counts of wounding with intent, and 8 counts of possession of a prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition. So when the two criminal elements appeared in court yesterday, a disclosure was made to their lawyers and a new court date scheduled for mention. However, there was no mention of a previous intention to have the matter transferred to the High Court downtown Kingston. Now, a matter of this magnitude, what are they waiting on to transfer the matter to the High Court downtown Kingston? But anyway, On The Spot News Media will most definitely keep you updated in subsequent newscast. Now over there in the troubled, war-torn, crime-riddled St. Andrew South Police Division, the Major Investigation Division, that's the MID, has reportedly taken over a probe surrounding a brazen double fatal knockings and clappings of a man and a woman late Monday evening. Now, that fatal knockings and clappings has left the community of Burke Road in Kingston on edge. The deceased female has since been identified as this woman, presently on your screen identified as 48-year-old Philippa Garden, but she's more popularly known in our community as Philly, said to be a janitor of Caledonia Lane in Kingston 13. And her spouse, a 54-year-old man identified as Andre Wanho, is of a Grove Road address in Kingston 10. Now, On The Spot News Media understands that Philly, the deceased female, may have been the target of that attack due to an incident that occurred in the community earlier this year involving her nephew, who has since relocated to over Dunkirk, you get to understand. Now, the male, Andre, was reportedly there sitting in the car when the gunmen struck. Now, sources stated that they were both in the car. The gunman them opened up fire. She ran out of the car Andre get can up, lose him 3 pints, slumped over the steering. The police stated that Philly was found lying along the roadway, apparently running from her attackers when them run her down and gun her down, leaving her lifeless, same place on the spot. The police stated that she have a whole heap of corner wounds to the back of the head and all over her upper body. Now, residents are definitely frightened and are worried. One resident stated, and I quote, "We are scared. Once them start to slap a woman, it a go become a all-out war and a habit because woman no like run up and down like man. You hurt one side, these people are gonna just pre-violence and just seek for hurt anyone at all them can catch." The residents are now stating that them want the police them to stay in the community, just like how them stay at Rodney Road and Maxfield Avenue. It is just funny, my peeps, because sometimes, them same ghetto people here, Boy, may I tell you, run the police them out of the area, them no want them in there. And when time criminal come run them down and gun them down, them beg for the same police them to come back in the area. But we do understand still. We do understand. And we would have definitely appreciate it still if the police them answer to the cries of the residents, because I know everybody down there are all fat and all wicked like some. Yeah, man, as I've always stated in my peeps, I personally believe that 65 to 70% of persons living in any garrison community, no matter how bad the area is, are decent, law-abiding citizens. It is always a handful that continues to hold an entire community hostage. Yeah, man. So watch this now, my peeps. I have for you, I'm going to play a part of another rather disturbing video footage of our Jamaican children fully displaying adult behavior in uniform. Now, this one took place somewhere out there in the parish of Clarendon. But the thing about this one, my peeps, you have 2 big old dirty grey town girl, 2 Krasmite, who was also involved in the fight, literally joining in with the little Tyrant, who stripped out of our uniform, leaving herself in our marina and tights to go fight another schoolgirl. And instead, the 2 big old grey tone, greyback woman them part the pitney them join into the fight and want massacre 2 other schoolers. Boy, may I tell you. Now you see why some of them like a Krasmite here is how they are. Because Krasmite young, grow up in the same dirty mentality and become a big old waste girl on the road. And this is not a disrespect to females out there, but sometimes we have to call a spade a spade. It's adults like these that breed children like those. And I hope that this video is shared all over. It is all over social media already. I'm pretty sure some of you would have gotten the entire video. But the entire video is definitely not YouTube friendly, so I will be showing just a snippet so you can understand what I've just spoken about. Now watch.
Grab boy. Oh God, I said big jam dido. You hold me now? You are
Now, I see how determined that little young Tyrant was. And trust me, all the big man a try to part them for no fight. The little young Tyrant was adamant that she got tear to threads the other female who was seemingly very much afraid because she knows say the other two big woman them are gonna jump in and probably help flag her real good. So now these are the two big old greyback woman them that me a talk about. Look on them. Them two Krasmite here. Instead of them hold on pan them like a family member, I don't know if I one of them pitney or them sister or them friend and company. We don't know for sure. But one thing, they aided her in the commission of what she did to the other two students. So a male student was seen going in the fight to repel the aggressor from beating the other one. And he was grabbed and flogged by the big old tough greyback woman them. May I tell you, say them deal with the little youth a certain type of way. But he was smaller in body, and of course they were bigger and stronger, so they easily overpowered him and trashed his skin really bad. Now I hope that the police can intervene and also the school can intervene and those onlookers, to including the big man who did that try to part them, can point the police in the right direction. And that little Tyrant there should be taken from out of the school. She should be sent to reformatory school. She needs to be in the care and protection of the state because obviously our parents them cannot control her. Poor me, I tell my peeps. The thing rough. Now the last thing that we are going to talk about is a case we get called up in the Mobile Circuit Court just a few days ago. So what really going on now is that this little raper bully, old dirty corner boy, a sorry excuse for a man identified as Karen Watson, who used social media to lure a 18-year-old girl into big people type of activities for money. Now we get to understand say it go on from way back in 2017 and he has been incarcerated since. So he was posing as a talent scout for models. So he went to court on Tuesday to seek bail on compassionate grounds because he learned that his mother had passed while he was in custody. So I beg the judge some bail now for going mother funeral. So whilst his lawyer was pleading his case in front of Your Honor, he wept openly in the court in front of everybody I try to seek some sort of sympathy. But Your Honor never buy into the crocodile tears. Your Honor never believed that the tears was genuine and turned down his bail application and set a new court date for him. Yeah, man. So we're definitely glad for that. He was remanded in custody until October 28th. Now, if you really love your mother so much as you are ball out in a court and a shed crocodile tears and want everybody to believe, why would you do such a wicked act to somebody else, gal pitney? No, man. We know say the tears was for soften up the heart of the judge and not necessarily because you really feel a way so you lose your mommy. I just go your way and go back a road with your clips them load. But Your Honor never buy into it. Condolences to the mother still, you see me, because the mother probably try her utmost best with this criminal element here. And him let her down and she probably lost her life from a broken heart. Boy, me I tell you, was it really worth it? So anyway, my peeps, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah, man.